My work represents, on the surface, a diverse range of subjects. But ultimately, they're all a reflection of my interactions with the world, either physically, psychologically, spiritually. And so in that sense, they have to be self-portraits. I paint in such a way, like the abstract expressionists, in terms of how they painted, where the marks they were making had to move as quickly and as rapidly as your mind moves. They change meaning from the beginning to the end. Because when you're working on something, yeah, there's going to be pauses or whatever, but that opens up new doors while you're working. And I think if you're painting properly, you're in tune to the things you should be focused on, which is your place in the world, your meaning of your life. As you're working on work, it opens up doors. The lifeblood of my painting really comes from me making peace with the pain. Something's going to happen that I might not like at that moment, but it's a relationship with the pain and it has to have its say. I started this series of still lives that were to me all about the stuff involved in commitment. The silver appealed to me because of the contrast, but it's the reflection that I was drawn to. You're reflecting on your life and your place in these things. You know, the idea of conflict when I deal with life and the struggles we go through to do what we're doing. I had done a couple of paintings with the actual conflict, but mostly I think I was drawn to the bravado of what happens before, or the bull standing there with full confidence. And that's something that I guess as an artist, when I've encountered it, it's an amazing thing to see, is someone that is in full power of themselves, absolute confidence. When you actually encounter something like that, it's electric. And I guess that's what drew me to the standing bull, or before anything happens. Floating fabrics, those were locutions. That's really probably the series closest to my inner core. Throughout my entire life, I've always experienced these moments of encouragement. Somebody said something to me, or like a cool breeze or a wave would come over me and just say, it's gonna be all right. And it would just make me feel great. And that's what I'm trying to capture in those paintings, is that moment. And I'm tried for my whole life to make pictures of those things. You have to look for metaphors and symbols to help illustrate these really sublime and meaningful moments that changed your life. The real art for me is the process of making the picture. And when I know it's done, it now has to take on a life of its own outside of me. I hope that if someone buys one of my paintings, there's something in it living for them. They're very enthusiastic supporters, and when you're with the gallery that gives your work a chance and champions it, that's a confirmation that you're on the same page, you're doing the right thing.